Have you noticed along this younger, older aging continuum, there's a point where you decide that I'm not a younger, I'm actually an older now. And then you find along that continuum, oh, I think I'm older now. And some persons get other names given to them at that point in time. But it's that second one, the older, that I'm fascinated with now is because I find myself there. And that number happened at about 65 and onwards. And so I said, what is it that I can do to live a great life, an extraordinary life in my 60s and beyond? And one of the things that came to mind was writing some books, some children's youth books linked to nature. And so I've started to do that. And I'm just curious, what is it that you may have taken up if you find yourself at that older stage in your life? And if you are watching this and you haven't quite hit that yet, know it's coming. And maybe this video could be a way in which to prepare um, a way forward for yourself. Now, I bring this up because there's three words that have come to the foreground in this realization of my aging story. They are clarity, commitment, and courage. And I would like to share those with you. And I want to acknowledge that this is my vlog one, V1, that I've started in connection with my work that I am proposing, sharing with you, inviting you to get involved with, because I think there's something here for us as those who are 60 plus. Now, in particular, educators, outdoor educators, adult outdoor educators, you have so much knowledge and skill in you that has been informed by your time in the outdoors with nature, and nature serving as muse and metaphor and self-care companion, living systems educator, inspiration for every breath. And I think that you and I, because I have that experience as well, there's something there that is of value for the world with the planet from the whole. And I want to share it with you in such a way as to say, hey, listen, could we work together on some of this and maybe take it to the point of doing some fundraising for nature inspired projects in different parts of the world? I don't know. That's an extension of where we're going. But back to those three words, the whole notion of clarity and clarity from consistency became so important for me, is that I really came to appreciate that the quality of my questions do indicate the quality of my life. And asking those questions to get that clarity and to do it with some consistency. There are times when I've sat back and a week, a month has gone by, and I haven't really asked the question of someone or of something or about something. And I just said, no, nowadays the questions are going to come forth. I will ask them. I will find a great way to ask them, to ask these great questions. But I want to do it with this consistency. And therefore, I asked myself to clarify what might be an approach that I would use. What map would I use, or levels of map would I use as I live forward? And I was thinking about all those canoe trips and rafting trips and walks that I've done over the years. Is that when do you use your map? When's the first time you use your map? And I always said to myself, before I push off, before I step onto that trail, I'm going to use the map and understand what's going on. And do I need a series of maps, a general map and then map of specifics? And those could be called plans. And so that became a point of remembering from a clarity point of view what I learned on the trail, on the rivers, that I'm bringing into my life at the moment. And I want to share with you what I call the five pillars that I think would be of value. It's how I'm going to be organizing my work here on YouTube and the papers and documents and books and videos and all that that I want to create that provides the evidence of my experience in such a way that others could benefit from it. And in that sense, I'm leaning into this thing called legacy. Legacy is about the useful what, so you gift others so that they can learn something from you. And when you're 60 plus and you're looking at that way of being for the rest of your life, there are things in your life, your experiences, that could become gifts for others. And from a knowledge and skills and attitude point of view, how to help others become ready, able, and willing to engage in their lives and with nature, with the outdoors. We have so much I think that we can share, especially in this world of many cities and towns. There are a lot of people who still don't realize how beautiful nature is. Some are scared. Some don't even know how to get out there, and even go for a walk in a more treed park sometimes can scare people. I don't know if you've heard that or noticed that, or persons have been sharing that with you. So if I can help through creating this map, these 5 pillars, to give some clarity and to do it consistently for myself with you and invite your comments, your involvement, then we could adventure together. And I think that would be a great way in which to live my life. I don't know about yourself, if that's a way that you would like to do it. I appreciate you're on your unique journey, but maybe you'd like to get involved with an adventure together, and let's see where it might take us. The next one is commitment, that keeping promises to yourself in a way that makes contributions. And I know sometimes that in my past, I've not done well in some of my commitments to others. And I've had to recommit or recommit and recommit. But now that I've really come to appreciate what commitment means, and I'm here in this 60 plus lifestyle, I'm actually in my 71st revolution of the sun, almost halfway through that. And commitment to myself to get things done because of where I am, to finish the projects that I've started, finish some of the books that I've started while I've, written what is it now? I think it's 20 books and 4 major book chapters and articles galore, given workshops all over the place. I have done a lot of education related work and writing, but I found in my search through my evidence boxes a whole bunch of other stories that I wanted to share and books. And I've made a commitment to myself that I'm going to get at least whatever it is that I have. If I call it 10, I'm going to get 5 of it done. So I'm looking for 50%. If I can do more, great, I'll take it. How about yourself? Have you got anything in your evidence boxes from your experience, from your education that you've done that you would go, I think that would be great if I could just update that and I could share that. Oh, I could share that one. And there are things there that you might find to be of great value, and conversations with others along the pathway, even what I'm going to be sharing now and interacting, you might find ways in which to improve, focus, and strengthen what it is that you already have. That's a glorious way in which to unfold a life, is it not? So the third component is courage. And it's the courage to get up every day, get at what it is that you would like to shape and share. That sometimes takes courage because you have to find your heart every day while you're aging to fulfill those commitments so that you can get clarity from consistency and thus offer that clarity from consistency for others to encourage them to fulfill their commitments. So what they can do is they can look and say, hey, I have the courage to do what it is that I need to do. One of the first books, the children's books that I want to write, is around commitment and courage. I've written the base book of it. Now I'm going to be searching out how to do some of the illustrations. So I'm walking over into the world of AI imagery and seeing what's happened. I've already been using AI from outlining ideas and poking around and getting other ways to look at what it is that I want to share. So I'm thinking that this clarify from commitment, consistency, courage, that's a pretty good in which to go about living, is it not? So I look forward to walking together and being for the world, with the planet, from the whole. And with that, take care.